You're welcome to try this by stacking your blocks at any height that you want and then draping your blanket over them. If you have a bolster, that would work too. And I'm just figuring out where the most comfortable part to land on here. I like it at the top of my calf, so it's towards the crook of my knee, kind of like where you would put your blanket for Shavasana anyway. And this is just going to increase, or it's going to give you an inversion as you rest. And I will cue to come out of it into Shavasana, but if you love it, it is safe to rest in an inversion. And so take your time getting comfortable, wiggling around to make sure the pressure on the calves is okay. I'm finding that I'm scooting my hips a little bit closer to the props so that they're further up my calf. And wiggle the tailbone a little bit so the low back relaxes. Check in with the shoulders, letting them glide around. You can even take a moment to stretch the arms overhead and point through the toes. And then eventually find a comfortable way to rest here. And at this point, I invite you to let go of your intention completely. It's wonderful to have goals and wishes and think it is helpful in our growth. It's also really important to find space and to trust that if we're headed in the right direction, if we're investing in ourselves and our practice, everything will unfold as it needs to. And so you can deposit your intention like a seed in your heart, and then imagine that each breath is just nourishing your highest potential. And try closing the mouth, letting tongue rest on the palate. And just let yourself relax completely. So you're welcome to keep the legs elevated. You're also welcome to start to adjust towards Shavasana, removing the blocks from underneath the blanket. If you need a little counter pose after that movement, you can place the feet on your blanket with the blocks off to the side and just gently lift the hips in a nice, easy bridge pose to extend the hips after that gentle flexion, and then melt one vertebra down at a time as if you're entering into the earth. Just feel that extra grounding in the pelvis and the sacrum land. And then you can extend your legs. Make any adjustments with your props. And the real magic of Shavasana happens when we're able to stay conscious. And so try to bring your focus down into your heart, and with as little effort as possible, keep your attention there. And let the breath be natural, let the body be soft. And we'll consciously rest for the next 10 minutes or so. Before you make any movements, imagine the edges of your skin crystallizing like a snake about to molt a layer of their skin. Maybe you can even feel that sense of limitation or bondage. And then as it feels right for you and you breathe and begin to move, imagine leaving that crystallization behind, literally shedding that layer of your being. And as you wiggle the fingers and stretch wider than that space, notice any sense of lightness or freedom or newness. And take your time and enjoy the quiet space that Shavasana helps us sink into, and see if you can stay attuned to this deeper awareness and presence that's possible when we let go of the mind and we let go of the small self. Take your time, but start evolving towards a seated position, and take the scenic route. Add anything on along the way. Explore any gentle movements that feel good, and we'll eventually all meet at seated. And prop yourself up and make sure to find a comfortable seated position. I thought it would be fun to do a little chanting together for the new year. And so we're going to chant the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. Probably heard this mantra before. It's the mantra of Chen Rizig, who is the Buddha of compassion, and he's always painted with a blue gem between his hands, and this is the wish-fulfilling jewel. So as we chant this mantra, what I love so much about chanting is it's not about us, and it's not about our minds and our energies, but really connecting to the highest form of energy and letting it become us, or letting us become that. So I invite you to join me in this chant, or to just listen if that's more comfortable. It's Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And you can let the eyes close and the focus drop to the center point of the heart, or deeper down to the center point of the navel. Notice how relaxed your physical form is, and perhaps how much easier it is to feel the breath and feel the awareness deep, deep inside. Imagine the breath is the form that will help you achieve whatever it was that you wished for in the new year. And just by allowing the most natural, fluid breath to come in and out consciously, you're gradually getting closer to that goal. Feel any sense of reverence for the breath, knowing that it can help you achieve clarity and calmness and higher states of being. And see if you can let go of everything else and just be with the breath and be nourished by it so deeply. Happy New Year, everybody. Namaste.